In this episode of Art Loft, we present a studio visit with artist Donald McMullen.
It's infinite in its possibilities, and I've really just started to scratch the surface with glass blowing.
To and From, a short film from Young Arts. Expressionist painter Adewale Adenli. Opera singer Giselle Bayes. Marathon's Shady Palm Art Gallery. It's all ahead in this episode of Art Loft. Funding for Art Loft is made possible by Friends of Art, Friends of South Florida PBS, the Josephine S. Leister Foundation, and
Where there is freedom, there is expression. The Florida Keys and Key West.
this program is supported in part by the Miami-Dade County Department of Cultural Affairs. This project is sponsored in part by the State of Florida Department of State Division of Cultural Affairs and the Florida Council on Arts and Culture.
Hi, I'm Lolo Reskin, and from the Shady Palm Art Gallery in Marathon, this is Art Loft. So we're here today in the Shady Palm Art Gallery in Marathon, which is a vibrant outpost for the arts in the Florida Keys. I'm here with Lori Gockel from the gallery, and she is the founder and owner along with her husband, and thank you so much for having us today.
Thank you, I appreciate it. This is wonderful, very exciting. I love your show.
Thank you so much. So tell us a little bit about how you established this gallery.
Well, we were from Michigan. We've actually lived here in Marathon for 13 years, but we've been doing the snowbird thing. And then 3 years ago, my husband retired, and he's a photographer, and he actually had his art in a gallery up in Michigan. And so when we moved down here full-time 3 years ago, we needed something to do. So we decided we were going to do like a small little gallery, but started meeting all our artist friends, and they wanted to participate, so it just got much bigger, and now we're up to about 3,500 square feet of art with over 60 artists here in the gallery.
That's great, and yeah, when you start something, you never know how it's going to grow, so I'm sure it's been fun to see it catch on so much.
Oh, absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about some of the artists that we have here.
Okay, we have a lot of different art here. We have jewelry, we have pottery, we have the paintings, woodworking. There's a gentleman who does coconut art, so it's so many different things. Carol Bruno lives here in Marathon, and she does really exciting bright paintings. She paints her stuff like initially orange and then paints over it, so she gets like these really bright colors. Janie Zuznick, who does the wildlife. She actually got the Anne McKee grant to paint the wildlife. That's very exciting. We have Paula Leftwich, who paints underwater scenes, just fabulous. And then of course Ann Lynch does watercolors and has previously been the president of the Watercolor Society.
Awesome, so it sounds like a great mix of mediums and people.
A lot of different things, yeah. And then we do framing too, so, and the photography.
Well, tell us a little bit about some other things you do for the arts down here.
I am actually a member of the Art Council, so, and not only am I a member, but I'm also on the board. So I participate a lot and try to go to all the meetings and try to help out like with functions that they have. And that's been a relatively new thing. I've only been doing that for about 6 months, so very excited.
Great, congratulations. Well, thank you so much. We are going to take a look around. At the Art Studio in Marathon, things are heating up. Tag along as we meet artist Donald McMullen, and he shows us more about the ancient art of glass blowing. Enjoy.
It's infinite in its possibilities. You can have a project going really great and it might catastrophically break, crack, fall on the floor right in your kind of final maneuvers. It's been fun to work with the art medium when the medium really pushes back. Well, glass blowing has been very interesting to me for a few reasons. I definitely like playing with fire. I'm a bit of a pyro. My brother builds rocket ships and my dad burns down brush piles on the farm, so it's in my blood like that. But glass blowing has really held the interest because it's such a unique art form in that you never physically touch the art form while you're making it. It's too hot. I'm manipulating, of course, with tools and things like that. My name is Donald McMullen. I'm a borosilicate lamp worker, or a glass blower, here at the Art Studio in Marathon, Florida. I've been doing it since college, and it's by far my favorite art medium I've ever tried, hence why I've stuck with it. You can go in one direction your whole career, you can dabble in a lot of different areas, and I've really just started to scratch the surface with glass blowing. There's so much to learn. It's really kept me excited to keep on exploring and to learn more about the medium. And it's great because you start off and the first time you try something, you don't do it that well usually. I mean, maybe a little bit of beginner's luck, but it's something that you can really see the practice paying off on. And that's always fun, to start with sort of a definitely not a marble and then end up with something that's perfectly round, and you know, it's fun to see that progression. I've always been interested in the arts, both traditional arts, theater arts, and this one really clicked with me. Marbles are some of my favorite things to create. I generally do a neat sort of vortex marble, which has a really nice depth perception in it. You can get some great colors, a lot of movement, and it gives me a chance to sort of demonstrate a few different techniques for you. It's something that I've just had a lot of fun learning how to do and how to make. And like with any art form, it's sort of infinite to get towards perfection, but it's really been fun working to get rounder and rounder marbles, bigger marbles, playing more with the optics, and it's just like a little world in your hand. You can really manipulate it in a lot of very interesting ways, and so I think that form has really held my focus for a long time.
Up next, we have the short film To and From, which was commissioned by the National Young Arts Foundation under the theme of transformations. Watch as 3 lives are changed dramatically by music and the spoken word.
Is it selfish to say that we are the ones that matter? That our cup runs over with blessings and worth until we fade, one by one, from this earth? Or maneuver our own quick exits, taking from each other what we care deeply for?
Such a little child, see bum, bum, ba, repeat, repeat.
Is it selfish to say that we are the ones that matter? That our cup runs over with blessings and worth? Until we fade, one by one from this earth? Or maneuver our own quick exits? Taking from each other what we cared deeply for. As though we can own a soul that belongs to someone else's body. We're selfish in that respect, too. But we own this.
We recently visited Ali Cultural Arts in Pompano Beach to meet with visual artist Adewale Adenle. We learned about his artistic practice, namely how his Nigerian roots inform his expressive approach. Take a look.
There's this adage that says that until the lion starts to ride, the story of hunting will always glorify the hunter. This is one of the things that I thought we should be doing on ourselves, especially from somebody who came from the continent, and that's exactly what Rice, Beans and Gumbo was able to do. Growing up in Nigeria has been mixed blessings, I would say. One of the things that I learned from Nigerian society is that spirit of resilience. You want to struggle, you want to do something, you want to achieve something, especially when the opportunity is there for you. Rice, Beans and Gumbo, it's a name that I created based on the colors of those three food. I see rice as very clear. When you look at rice, you can see everything right there. and I see that as a fact in Black history. Then when I look at beans, when you cook beans, you have this brownish kind of color. You can hardly tell whether something is inside or not. I see that as the fictions in Black history. And the gumbo, the convolution and everything, putting everything together, I see that more as the frictions in Black history. I thought that would be a perfect title for the exhibition, especially when the idea behind the exhibition is trying to tell the history of blacks and trying to debunk some of the misrepresentation and try to create a different narration about blacks in history. I was able to look at the origin, how Africa was before the advent of slavery. To actually look at those history helps us to understand the culture and the people that come from that history. Until I address those issues that came up from there, from history, and things that are still happening now, we definitely will not be able to get rid of that. Look at the civil rights leaders. I wanted us to look at the way they achieve those goals. They have these different parts, different goals. That's what my painting is trying to depict when I put all these people together. I emphasize on making the process part of the content. I don't want to have something as gory, as terrible as slavery to be on a very smooth canvas. The terrain was not that smooth when they were fighting for civil rights. They were actually going through so many troubles and challenges, and that's one of the things you see with my work. You don't see my painting on a smooth surface. You don't see it on an even canvas. It's always wonky, kind of disconstructed wood layers that you see there. They existed on this very challenging and uncomfortable layers. If it's too flat on the wall, people can ignore it. I want something that you'll be going and all of a sudden you're like, oh, something is there. That means it has already affected your consciousness. You know that something is there. So now you want to pay attention to his narratives. In one of the paintings that I did on Mansa Musa riding a horse, I made that painting more colorful because I wanted to show the colors, the vibrancy, the atmosphere in Africa before slavery. Then when it comes to the idea of slavery, it started getting duller, the colors getting duller and all. But when it comes to the civil rights, I use black and white mostly because I feel like, no, we're talking about black history, number one. Number two, we're talking about people who are really, really going through a lot of terrible moments, and that's why I use that black thing. If you see my black and white paintings, there are thousands of gray tones in between. These are nuances that we always lose out or we always fail to discuss when it comes to social, political, or cultural discourse in our society. We just go from black to white, and that is just not something that could create the enduring peace that we should be gravitating towards. We have to come together, whether as black, white, or yellow, or green, or blue person, and then, in order for us to move forward.
From classical opera to pop and jazz, singer Giselle Bellis is a passionate fan of all types of music. She combines a lot of these styles into her own unique blend, which is leading to her growing success. Take a look.
My name is Giselle Bellis. I'm from Miami, Florida, but I was raised in Orlando, and I sing opera.
I've always been interested in singing. My grandmother always encouraged me to sing and dance, and so did the rest of my family. And it just sort of grew into this obsession of mine in playing instruments. So since I was little, I can't even remember when I wasn't singing. I went to Dr. Phillips High School in the Performing Arts Magnet, and there I was able to take music theory, I was able to take music history, electronic music classes, piano classes. It set me up so well for the real world, and basically this is like a little mini conservatory that I was able to go to before going to an actual conservatory. So it's pretty fantastic. What I love about opera is that it's bigger than life. It incorporates all art forms. there's something about singing without a microphone over an orchestra that is just incredible. I mean, who else does that? So I knew when I saw it, I'm like, I want to do this. That is pretty cool. And I mean, besides the story being beautiful and the music being some of the best music in the world, opera is just, it's huge. It's bigger than life. It's amazing. It's hard making a living in opera. Not that it's not possible or that people don't, but you definitely don't do it for that reason. You do it because you have a crazy love for it. I'm here at Dr. Phillips High School speaking to the students because it's really important to me to educate, upcoming musicians. Shall come to you. A lot of singers nowadays are lacking the educational experience and the knowledge that they need in order to succeed and do well. Emmanuel.
Wow. You guys are... Clearly you love that song. Like the whole energy changed right away. It's like, okay, now go sing the other one with that. That was amazing.
Nowadays, a lot of kids don't know about other genres. First thing I ask, who knows of an opera? Has anyone seen an opera? Just to hear, but then sometimes I'm surprised, especially here at DP, a lot of kids, they know a lot of stuff. They're very good kids. Kids are just so open-minded and so fun and eager to learn. So it's really nice to have that energy, and it reminds me of why I'm doing this all the time, just seeing a kid who's so excited to do what I'm doing. I've tried making opera more current and more accessible to young people.
Basically what we got, he's got hip hop, and then, where you're coming from with the opera and the vocal. What do you think about merging the two together?
Cool, thank you guys. No, good job to you guys. You guys like it? I mean, I think it's pretty cool. Opera was essential to everything I'm doing now because it gave me the confidence. Taken a bit of a change in direction. I do a lot of writing and singing popular music now. I still occasionally dabble with the opera, and I still train. That's very important to me because it keeps my voice healthy and allows me to use my technique in various genres. I've been writing my own music, working on my EP now. I just released my first music video.
Fever, where'd you run to? Fever, where'd you run to?
My new album is not operatic. It's a cover of the Black Keys' Fever.
Even let me live a dream.
That's just a little taste of what my music's going to be. I never close the door on anything. I wouldn't say I'm closing the door on opera. Just say I'm opening up a new door and staying here for a little bit.
Fever, they're misunderstood.
Thank goodness I still have opera because without it, I don't know what I'd do.
Wouldn't leave you if I could.
Right now, I just have to follow my heart and all the doors that are opening up for me. Who knows what's in the future, but right now I'm focusing on my music.
Fever, why won't you explain? Break it down again.
Thanks so much for joining us this week on Art Loft. You can connect with us anytime on social media at ArtLoftSFL. For Art Loft, I'm Lolo Ruskin, and I'll see you next time.
Funding for Art Loft is made possible by Friends of Art, Friends of South Florida PBS, the Josephine S. Leister Foundation, and
Where there is freedom, there is expression. The Florida Keys and Key West.
this program is supported in part by the Miami-Dade County Department of Cultural Affairs. This project is sponsored in part by the State of Florida Department of State Division of Cultural Affairs and the Florida Council on Arts and Culture.